Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live stream here on YouTube, Sports Bonanza John, and returning to Twitch today, it's Sport Guru John. We are ready to resume Little League World Series action. This is a game between Washington and Texas. This will be Texas's first game in the tournament as they got the bye in the opening round. Washington coming off a win on Wednesday in extra innings against Alabama to get to this game. And we will talk about this game momentarily. First of all, let us pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking over us, Lord. And please look over these kids. Please keep everyone safe. Please keep all the fans safe as well, everyone involved in this game, Lord, and continue to work among all of us, Lord, as we ask and pray this in your mighty name. Amen. All right. We've got Washington and Texas. As I mentioned, Texas got the opening round bye in the Little League World Series. Meanwhile, Washington, an extra inning 2-0 win on Wednesday over Alabama. This Texas team, Texas has had the longest layover. Remember, they are the champions of the Southwest region. There was that little bit of a I don't know what you want to call it there in the Southwest region where Tulsa, Oklahoma was started in the Southwest region. After the region started, they were ruled ineligible. Well, a district judge in Waco, Texas overruled that, saying Tulsa, Oklahoma could play, which would have been then for the Southwest region championship. Texas, out of Bern, Texas, went into that game Monday night thinking it was the championship game, which they won. They said they were not going to participate on Tuesday in that championship game against Oklahoma since they had already been ruled ineligible. And so, as it turned out, the ruling on Tuesday before that championship game was that Tulsa was indeed ineligible, so it gave Texas the Southwest Region Championship. And so they've had the longest layoff. They clinched that Southwest region back last Monday. So they have had about a week and a half off before this game and then getting the opening round bye. So they are playing for the first time in, 11 days for Texas. And meanwhile, Washington coming off that 2-0 extra inning win on Wednesday over Alabama to get to this game. Earlier today in the Little League World Series, we had quite the pitching performance by the Iowa team as they took on California. And Iowa beat California 1-0, but it was a combined no-hitter between two Iowa pitchers in that game earlier today against California. So that advanced Iowa on into the winner's bracket. That drops California into an elimination game tomorrow. Had to play 8 games today because of that rain out yesterday. So they had to kind of balance the schedule out. They have 8 games now on the docket today. Opening round is now completed. So now the final 4 games today, the 2 U.S. games and then the 2 international games are winners bracket games and teams that had the first round bye. We will have our first 4 elimination games coming up tomorrow. 4 games scheduled in the Little League World Series. And still to come out tonight on the U.S. side, Pennsylvania and New Jersey. New Jersey winning on a game-winning home run on Wednesday night to wrap up the opening day. They will take on Pennsylvania later tonight. Pennsylvania out of Westchester. International game about to get going over at Volunteer Stadium, Nicaragua and Panama. And then the other international game to come tonight, Czechia and South Korea, as that will wrap up the day in Williamsport in what is day 2 of the Little League World Series. I do want to mention before we go any further, copyright restrictions, all that stuff. I cannot do the video. I can only do my commentary. I will try to paint the best picture that I possibly can in this game between Washington and Texas, as both teams dancing on the field with the Little League mascot dugout. And in Little League, in case you're not super familiar with the rules of Little League, continuous batting order. Everybody on the roster bats in what is a continuous batting order, depending on how many players you have on your team. Usually 12, 13 is usually the number. Obviously, that means you're going to have 3 or 4 players that are in the batting order that do not play defensively in the field. That's a rule that changed a few years back in Little League. It used to be you had to bat plus play defensively in the field. That is no longer the case. Now it's just everybody has to be in the batting order in this game. Washington will be the visiting team in this game, so they will bat first, and a 13-player roster for this team out of Tacoma, Washington. Warming up on the hill for Texas, Case Yarborough. Now, Little League and baseball, unlike softball, because I did the softball World Series, a little bit of it, there was no pitch count in softball. There is in Little League baseball, 85 pitch limit in Little League for a pitcher. So here we go. Washington and Texas. First pitch, ball 1 outside. To the leadoff hitter for Washington, the second baseman, Kason Workman. One-zero pitch. That misses outside. Runs the count to 2-0. Again, folks, I will try to paint the best picture I can. I can't do video because of copyright and all that, so I will try to paint as best a picture as I can as Workman fouls off the 2-0 first base side. It's now 2-1. Workman facing a 2-1 count here. And the 2-1 delivery is in the air right side. That will get out of play. Counts even now 2-2. Yarborough delivers the 2-2 pitch to the leadoff hitter in this game, Kason Workman, and it's upstairs to fill the count, 3-2. Another packed house at Lamade Stadium, as games usually are, and that's going to be a leadoff walk to Kason Workman to lead off the game for Washington. So Workman aboard. Now in Little League, you can try and steal, but you have to wait until the ball is released. And the first pitch to the number 2 hitter here for Washington, Ronan Loomis, is ball 1. One-zero pitch fouled away, third base side. One and one, the count on Loomis. Here's the 1-1. Bouncer foul, first base side. Count goes to 1-2. Sun-drenched day in Williamsport, Pennsylvania in this one, unlike yesterday where weather washed out the whole day as the 1-2 pitch misses 2-2. I was planning on jumping on my live stream last night for the evening game, but Mother Nature had other ideas yesterday. 2-2 pitch. That just missed the outside corner, and the count runs full, 3-2. Both batters have faced full counts in this game, and that's fouled back. Count remains full. Another 3-2 payoff pitch, and that is lifted left side, and a diving attempt in foul territory, but unable to come up with it out there as a left fielder. It stays 3-2. Good effort out there, but just not quite able to come up with it. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat. And another 3-2. And that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Washington to lead off this game. And now we're going to get a meeting on the mound. Yarborough's thrown 14 pitches and has yet to retire a batter with a couple walks. Hey, there's somebody in the live chat. Little League World Series fan, I'm assuming, is that Go Washington. And I see the picture, I'm assuming, an Oklahoma baseball fan as well. Oklahoma only. I'd say they had quite the year in baseball. Gregory Yost going out to have a word with his pitcher, and already somebody warming up for Texas. Boone Blaylock is up in the bullpen here in the first inning. Now, there is I said 85 pitch limit. There is a threshold. Like if you pitch 20 or under, you can pitch the next day. I think it's 21 to 40. You have to have a day rest, and it goes up from there. First pitch here is into right field for a base hit, and holding at third is Workman, and Washington's loaded the bases here in the first inning with nobody out. So this has a chance to be a big first inning for Washington. And first pitch swinging here, hit to first. The throw comes home. They get the force there. So the lead runner erased on a fielder's choice. So there's one out. Washington going up there hacking. 2 straight batters that have swung at the first pitch. So now 1 out and the bases loaded for Washington. And there's going after the first pitch into center field for a base hit. This will score 1, and that's going to be it. The other runners move up 60 feet. It's 1-0 Washington here in the first inning. Boy, Washington is wasting no time. They are going up there hacking. That was Loomis that came in to score on the RBI single. And pitch high for ball 1. It's number 6 hitter Evan Yarborough, the catcher for Washington. 1-0 pitch. Nice stop by the catcher. That was for sure going to be a run as that pitch was about to go back to the backstop. That's a heck of a play back there. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1. The count on Yarbrough. Two one pitch. That's downstairs. 3-1. Three one pitch, swing and a miss. That will fill the count. 3-2. This is the third full count through the first 6 batters of this game. Bases loaded, 1 out, run in for Washington. The 3-2 payoff pitch is hit down the right field line and foul. Count remains full. Twenty-fourth pitch of the top of the first inning coming up. And it's another foul ball. Here comes another 3-2 payoff pitch. That's another foul ball. Boy, Yarbrough really hanging in this at bat. Great battle. This will be pitch number 9 of the at bat. And now time called prior to the 3-2. Another 3-2 payoff. Ball 4, and that will walk in a run. It's 2-0. And it looks like we may have a change on the mound. Nope. So now it is a mandate 1 day of rest since it's over the 20 pitch mark. Anthony Romero will now be the batter for Washington. The pitch to Romero, swing and a miss, strike 1. 7th batter here in the top of the first for Washington. And still only 1 out. 0-1 pitch. Upstairs, 1-1. Keep you updated on that international game that is taking place between Nicaragua and Panama. That game just underway. 1-1 pitch. That's a strike. 1-2 is the count on Anthony Romero. One-two pitch, bounce up there, gets away from the catcher, throw home, out at the plate. It was a pitch back to the backstop, and the catcher got to it quickly and fired home, and they get the out. It was close at home plate. Umpire was right on it. Yeah, I think they got him. They just showed the replay. I think the tag was applied just prior to that left foot sliding into home. Yeah, it looked like a pretty good call. Home plate umpire was right there on top of it. So he had a pretty good look at it. Well, now actually they just showed an angle from above. Did actually his left foot get in there? No, I think they got him. The play is being challenged by Washington, but I think this is going to hold. I think they just got him at home plate. This would be a big second out for Texas if this call holds. It has been a very high pitch count here in the top of the first. Headsets are coming off the umpires, and we're going to get the call. Out. Yep. So Washington will lose a challenge. There was an overhead view that showed maybe he got his foot in, but when they slow it down, yeah, that looked like the correct call. So it's now runners at second and third with 2 out. And a 2-2 count on the batter, Anthony Romero. A 30-pitch top of the first inning. About to be 31, and now... Okay, we're going to have a courtesy runner at third base. Rule in Little League is if a pitcher or catcher is on base with 2 outs, they can be lifted for a courtesy runner. That way they can get ready for, if it's the catcher, to get his gear on. And the courtesy runner is the person that's recorded the last out on the bases, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. And the throw to first in time to end the inning. Washington gets 2, but it could have been a lot worse for Texas. 2-0 Washington, with Texas coming up here in the bottom of the first inning as Washington strands runners at second and third. So now we will see Texas for the first time on offense here in the Little League World Series. As I mentioned at the outset, Texas had the opening round bye along with Pennsylvania on the U.S. side. Panama and Czechia getting the opening round buys on the international side. So Texas coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first. Down 2-0, but like I said, that could have been a lot worse for Texas. A beautiful sun-drenched Friday afternoon in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, South Williamsport to be exact. I can gladly say I have been to the Little League World Series, and if you are a sports fan, that has got to be a bucket list item on your list. So here we go, bottom of the first inning. Texas coming up to bat here. Texas team out of Bern, Texas. Also a 12-player roster. In the pitching circle for Washington is Winston Weaver. Pitched 2 innings in that win over Alabama on Wednesday. So it'll be pitcher against pitcher here in the bottom of the first inning as Case Yarborough leads it off for Texas. First pitch, bottom 1, ball 1. One-0 pitch from Weaver. That's bounced foul. Counts even 1-1. Weaver delivers the 1-1 pitch to Yarborough. That's upstairs, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss by Case Yarborough. Evens the count, 2-2. 2-2 on the way. That's a bouncer back to Weaver. It's going to be a tough play. The throw to first is wild, and Yarborough will reach that. He will not advance any further from first base. That should be an infield single, I would think. It was hit very slowly back to Weaver on the third base side. By the time Weaver got to it, he would have had to have a perfect throw, which I still don't think would have had him at first base. It is an infield hit for Case Yarborough. And ball 1 to the number 2 hitter for Texas, the shortstop Walker Yost. Favorite athlete, Bo Jackson. Wow. There's a strike, 1-1. One pitch, that's high. That gets to the backstop and up to second base. Will go Yarborough on the wild pitch. So Texas now with a runner at second. Two-one pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2. 2-2 pitch inside, and the count is full, 3-2. Nicaragua has scored 2 in the top of the first against Panama. They lead that game 2-0. Payoff pitch is fouled back. Count remains 2-2. Or 3-2, rather. Excuse me. Kid still sliding down that, what is still a muddy outfield, down that big hill out there in the outfield. 3-2 pitch fouled away. And the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. That is still pretty much nothing but a hill of mud out there after all the rain they had yesterday. Another 3-2 payoff pitch to Walker Yost. Ball 4, and the first 2 reach for Texas here in the bottom of the first inning. Puts runners now at first and second. So Texas trying to answer the 2 for Washington in the top of the inning. Brings up Merritt Cude, first baseman. Strike 1 on the inside corner. Oh, 1 pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2. Walker now ahead of the hitter. Oh, Michael jumping in the live chat. Oh, yeah, my pleasure. Like I said, I wanted to get on and do at least one game last night, but Mother Nature had other ideas, so wanted to jump on tonight. I'll be on for the evening game as well between Pennsylvania and New Jersey, or at least I plan to be anyway. That's scheduled for a 7 Eastern first pitch. Here's the 0-2. Lined into left for a base hit. This is going to get a run home as Yarborough scores. RBI single, and it's 2-1 here in the bottom of the first. So we may be in for a shootout today in this one. 1-0 now, make it 2-0 the count to the number 4 hitter in the Washington lineup, Case Greco, center fielder. And now we're going to have a meeting on the mound. Yeah, I guess it was that's manager Kyle Yarborough going out to the mound here. Yeah, Michael, yeah, I kept looking at it at the beginning of the day because I had the game times, and then later in the day I noticed 2 games were at 3 and 2 games were at 6 with the weather. So I'm like, and then I looked at the weather map in Williamsport. I'm like, they're going to have a problem today. And sure enough, it did finally clear out by I think 6, 7 o'clock Eastern. And they have a pretty good drainage system, but I think they just felt like they would just do this route today. 2-0 pitches foul. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Pitch high, check swing, and went around. Greco took the bat too far, and that will move the count to 2-2. 2-2 is high, full count. Oh, Michael, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, my pleasure. I'm going to be on off and on all week long and next week for the World Series. Have to go kind of day by day what days I'll be on and what times, but because I see, Michael, you said you got off work early yesterday. Yeah, I got a full-time job myself, so I have to kind of go by that as to when I'll be able to be on. That foul ball got a piece of the catcher back there. Again, I don't know if you were with me. I really, really wish this is one event I wish I could do video, but copyright restrictions and everything. That's going to be a strikeout as Greco strikes out. That's a big first out here for Washington. So 1 out now with runners at first and second. And a foul ball for strike 1. To the number 5 hitter, Chandler Schrammick. I hope that's right. The Texas catcher. Oh, 1 pitch. It's strike 2. 0-2 now the count. 0-2 pitch upstairs, 1-2. Washington with 2 in the top of the first. Texas has answered with 1 so far here in the bottom half. And they have runners at first and second with one out. Both starting pitchers with a high pitch count here in the first swing and a miss, strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts for Weaver. Oh, yeah, Michael, I understand. Yeah, no, Dan, nor would I want you to comment while driving. No, that's... I appreciate you still tuning in, though. Yeah, I completely understand. Yeah, keep your eyes on that road. There's a lot of crazy people out there these days. Foul ball here for strike one. Carson Patrick, the batter. Favorite artist, George Strait from Bern, Texas. I was not aware that's where he was from. 0-1 is fouled away. It's 0-2. Oh-2 pitch on the ground to first. And stepping on the bag for the third out. Texas gets one, but they strand two. End of one. 2-1 Washington. Winner will advance to play Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Loser will play Monday at 3 in an elimination game. Early times on the games on Sunday because Sunday evening over in Williamsport, Pennsylvania at the minor league park out there is the annual MLB Little League Classic, and it's a big game this year out there on Sunday night. Braves and the Brewers, two first-place teams in the MLB Little League Classic this year. I plan on being on the live stream for that Little League Classic Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Braves and Brewers probably going to be two teams you're going to see in the playoffs. Teams are playing the first two games of that series in Milwaukee. And we'll wrap up the third and final game of that series in Williamsport in the Little League Classic on Sunday night. Fans got their blankets out on the hillside, having some fun in Williamsport. As this game moves into the top of the second inning, update on that international game between Nicaragua and Panama. 2-0 Nicaragua, bottom of the first. Over across the way there at Volunteer Stadium. $20 teams now in the Little League Baseball World Series. 10 United States regions, 10 international regions. Washington. Yeah, I'm actually not super. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of the regional, so I'm not super familiar with Washington's pitching staff. But yeah, I agree, Maya. They must be. Yeah, they must have a good slew of pitchers. And the teams are going to be going to the bullpen pretty early here with these high pitch count first innings, it looks like. First pitch, top 2, ball 1. One 1-0 pitch is up the middle, fielded at second. Throw to first is in time for the first out here in the top half of the second. So a ground out to lead off the second inning. And strike one. Oh, 1 pitch is hit past second and into right center field for a base hit. 1 out single here in the top of the second. My apologies. I did not catch who that batter was, and I didn't catch the entire batting order when it first came up. So I'll on this Game Changer app, if it's anything, it only does first names on here, and it's a good app. Just doesn't have the full complete name on it. 0-1 pitch here is outside. Counts even 1-1. This I know is the number 10 hitter, Tyler Landry, the third baseman. 1-1 pitch at strike two. Yarbrough looks in and delivers the 1-2 pitch to Landry inside. 2-2. Two-two pitch downstairs that will fill the count 3-2. Time called prior to the 3-2 pitch. This is at least the fourth full count that Yarbrough's faced. And the 3-2 is foul. Yarbrough's already halfway to his pitch count limit, and there's only 1 out in the second inning. There have been a lot of long at-bats. 3-2 pitch popped up left field, and who wants it? It's going to be the left fielder with the catch. 2 down. So 2 down here in the top of the second inning. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. The count goes to 0-2. A much better second inning on the mound for Yarbrough. 0-2 pitch high. Nice stop again by the catcher. 1-2. Chandler Schrammick with a great stop to keep that from going to the backstop. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Washington does not score, leaves 1 in the second. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 2-1 lead for Washington. Much, much, much better second inning for Case Yarbrough. Like he's starting to maybe settle down out there on the mound. His nerves. First game of Little League World Series. You got a big crowd on hand watching you. Yeah, the nerves have got to be up there. I know mine sure would be if I was up there. As I mentioned, going to be back on the live stream coming up 7 o'clock Eastern time for that evening game on the U.S. side between New Jersey and Pennsylvania. New Jersey, of course, getting the game-winning home run in the bottom of the sixth inning on Wednesday to defeat Massachusetts. Pennsylvania got the opening round bye, so this will be their first game of the World Series. Again, Iowa earlier today defeated California 1-0. It was a combined no-hitter in that game for Iowa as they advance on to the winner's bracket. We will have our first 4 teams eliminated tomorrow. 4 games at 1 Eastern, 3 Eastern, 5 Eastern, and 7 Eastern. It looks kind of strange to see Japan in an elimination game this early. But Japan was shut out earlier today by Curacao 6-0. So on we go here to the bottom of the second inning. First pitch swinging, hit foul for strike 1. But that foul ball, I think, just went into the press box. It's Kaysen Martinez leading it off in the bottom of the second for Texas. And the 1-1 pitch hits the inside corner for strike 2. One-two swing and a miss. Strike 3. Martinez, a strikeout victim, the third strikeout of the game for Winston Weaver. 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Pitch upstairs for ball 1. Preston Baird is the batter. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Hey, Michael, which game was that? You talking about the combined no-hitter for Iowa earlier today? I missed it too. 1-1 is a strike. 1-2. It was a 1-2 pitches high, 2-2. There's a little bit of, I don't know if you want to call it controversy, but because they had to change the schedule and play 8 games today, as the 2-2 pitch is called strike 3 on the outside corner to Baird. That's the 4th strikeout for Weaver. Since they had to play all 8 games today because of the rain out yesterday, they had to start at 9 o'clock in the morning with a U.S. game and an international game. The early 9 a.m. games were actually not televised today. There was a few people on social media that were none too pleased with that decision. But that Iowa-California game was, as Anders Paulson is the batter with the bases empty and 2 outs. One-zero pitch. That's ball 2. Two-zero pitch. Down low. It's 3-0. Paulson, the number 9 hitter in this continuous batting order for Texas. The 3-0 is ball 4. That's a 4-pitch walk to Paulson with 2 outs. Second walk given up by Weaver, and the inning continues for Texas. It'll bring up the number 10 hitter in the Texas lineup. This is Lawson Belden, the second baseman. That will get away from the catcher, and it'll allow Paulson to advance to second. Two-0 pitch, that's a strike, 2-1. Yeah, that no-hitter game, that would have been a fun one to watch. Like I say, I missed it too. I just saw the highlights and everything, and the line score of it. 2-1 is fouled away, 2-2. Runner at second with 2 outs and a 2-2 count on Belden. Two-two lined into right center for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring the tying run is Anders Paulson, and we're 2-2 in the bottom of the second. RBI single for Belden. So Texas coming up clutch with 2 outs. Yeah, that was strange programming to say. I guess from my understanding, that ball's hit to third. That's a foul ball. That was fouled right off the batter's foot. That's going to sting. Lyle Fisher is the batter. But yeah, those games this morning weren't televised. I guess apparently, from what I'm understanding, if anybody knows if this is accurate, correct me if I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, apparently there's something in ESPN's clause that when they have a PGA event, that there's a certain 2-hour window as the 0-2 pitch is called strike 3 to end the inning. Texas ties it with an RBI single by Belden, 2-2 heading to the third. But as I was saying on that note, again, if somebody knows if this is accurate or not, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I was reading, apparently there's something in ESPN's clause when they have a PGA event in a 2-hour window, PGA has exclusive access to that 2-hour window. But you still can't tell me that you couldn't have put that on. Apparently that goes with the app too. So you could tell me you couldn't have. I find it very hard to believe that they would have it for all the ESPN Disney-owned apps. So you're telling me you couldn't have put those 9 o'clock games on Disney Plus or so? Disney Plus has sporting events now. You're going to tell me you couldn't put those on there? I don't know. So Washington with 2 in the top of the first, but Texas has battled back with a run in the first and a run in the second to tie this one up at 2-2 as we head to the third inning. Still 2-0, Nicaragua leading Panama, bottom of the second in the in that international game. Nicaragua looking to go to 2-0 in World Series play. 4 elimination games coming up tomorrow. We will set that schedule coming up here at the half inning break. As snacks are coming up to the ESPN broadcast booth. Carl Ravitch, Jessica Mendoza, and Chris Burke on the call on ESPN on this one. So here we go, top of the third inning. This should be the final batter in the continuous batting order for Washington coming up. And then the lineup will turn back over. First pitch, top 3, ball 1. No, strike 1. Thought that was well outside, as did the batter, Artie Hintzman, I think. I don't think he cared for that call. No ABS challenge at the Little League level like we have in Major Leagues. As 0-1 is fouled, it's 0-2. Oh, and 2, the count on Hintzman here to lead off the third. Oh, 2 pitch upstairs, 1-2. One-two pitch, check swing, no swing, says the first base umpire. It's 2-2. Two is popped foul right side. That will get out of play under the netting. Count remains 2-2. Two pitch. Look out, up and in. Full count to Hintzman. I keep forgetting on this Game Changer app where I'm keeping this live score on here. When I do Major League Baseball streams, they update automatically. I keep forgetting Game Changer doesn't do that. That is lined just out of the reach of the second baseman and into right field for a base hit. Hintzman leads off the third with a leadoff single for Washington. And now the lineup will reset to the top of the order, Case and Workman. Workman walked his first time up to lead off the game. And shows bunt here and pulls it back and takes low, ball 1. I beg your pardon, this is not... Who did I miss here? This is Quinn Hercold, excuse me. That pitches to the backstop, and up to second base will go Hintzman. I'm trying to figure out who on my card that I missed in the lineup. Well, I'll figure it out. 2-0, showing bunt again, pulls back, and now it's 3-0 as that pitch misses low. Again, showing bunt on the 3-0, pulls it back, and takes a 4-pitch walk. So a single and a walk to lead off the third for Washington, and now we're back to the top of the order in Case and Workman. And now another meeting on the mound. That may actually be it for Yarbrough, and that's going to be it for Case Yarbrough on the mound. 57 pitches. And we are going to have a pitching change, and it looks like, see who the new pitcher is going to be for Texas. I didn't catch who that was before they went to commercial. When ESPN comes out of the commercial break, we'll set up who this new pitcher is for Texas. But Washington has put the first two on with a single and a walk here in the top of the third inning to try to break this 2-2 tie. Still to come, Little League World Series tonight. Again, I will be on the live stream again at 7 Eastern for that game between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. An hour before that at 6 Eastern, international game between Czechia and Korea. South Korea shut out Canada on Wednesday, 7-0. And in that international game in progress right now, it is still 2-0 Nicaragua leading Panama, bottom of the second inning. Over across the way from Lamade Stadium at Volunteer Stadium. So a pitching change here for Texas. It's Boone Blaylock onto the mound for Texas. Taking over for Case Yarbrough, who goes 2+ innings. Gives up 2 runs, and he is responsible for the 2 Washington runners that are on base now. So here's Case and Workman, who drew a walk to lead off the top of the first and takes strike 1 on the first pitch from Blaylock. 0-1 pitch. That hits the inside corner. 0-2. Blaylock looking cool, calm, collected, composed up there on the mound. On his first 2 pitches anyway. 0-2 pitch. Bouncer foul. Right to the third base coach. Count still 0-2. Blaylock's 0-2 pitch. Look up and in. That'll get to the backstop. Runners move up 60 feet on the wild pitch. So runners now at second and third for Washington with nobody out. And the 1-2 pitch is bounced off the third base bag and into left field. This is going to score 2 on a 2-run double for Case and Workman. He hit that right off the third base bag, and it trickled into left field to bring home 2 runs. 4-2 Washington. Ball one here to Ronan Loomis. He walked and scored back in the first. Favorite meme, put it in reverse Terry. I don't think I know that one. 2-0 pitch, hit foul, 2-1. I love looking at some of these answers on these bios and questionnaires these kids do. Michael, good question. How many days will Case have to sit out now until he can pitch again? So he pitched as this 2-1 pitch is lifted into center field, getting a bad read on it and now overshooting it in center field is Greco. And the throw, grounding third is the runner, and the throw home, and he's going to be out. Workman tried to come around from second base. He actually had to hold up to see if that ball was going to be caught and made the wide turnaround third, but he was thrown out by a pretty good margin. To answer your question, Michael, since he pitched, 58 pitches, so he's going to have 2 days of rest. Now, no matter what happens here, both teams are going to be off tomorrow, so that'll give you one right there, and then the loser here will not play again until Monday, as Frankie McCabe is the batter. Singled and scored back in the first and takes a strike on the outside corner. Oh, 2 pitch. That's a pie chop to third, and no play is going to be made, and everybody's safe. That's going to be an E5, but that didn't take the greatest of hops. Yeah, that was a bit of a bad hop there. That would have been a tough play for anybody to make. And now first and third with 1 out and ball 1. Ronan Loomis, the runner at third. Frankie McCabe is aboard at first. 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss. Counts even 1-1. Paxton Hansen hit into a fielder's choice his first time. And the 1-1 is foul. Counts now 1-2 on Hansen. 2 runs in here in the third for Washington to break the 2-2 tie. 1-2 pitch swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's a strikeout for Blaylock. That's a big second out to keep runners at first and third. And now it'll be Winston Weaver. Weaver had an RBI single in the first. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. A 1. That's a strike. It's 0-2 on Winston Weaver. Oh, 2 pitch hit foul left side. Count remains 0-2. Another 0-2 pitch from Blaylock. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Weaver strikes out. Washington gets 2, but Blaylock does a good job to limit the damage. It's coming on in relief. We go to the bottom of the third. Washington leading Texas 4-2. So again, to set the schedule tomorrow, the first 4 elimination games of this year's Little League World Series coming up tomorrow. Starts at 1 o'clock Eastern Time with Canada and Australia in an elimination game. That'll be followed at 3 Eastern. First elimination game on the United States side, Massachusetts and Ohio. Then at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, back to the international side, the Dominican Republic and Japan. Again, boy, it sure looks strange to see Japan in an elimination game this early. And then it'll be wrapping up at 7 o'clock Eastern with Alabama and California. Second elimination game on the U.S. side tomorrow. I will hope to at least be on for one of those games tomorrow. Probably have to be either one of the 2 later games tomorrow. But I hope to be on. Yeah, Michael, you're right. And I never want to say you would rather lose than win. Those words would never, ever come out of my mouth. But if you do lose this game, you actually do get the extra day off to regroup and reset things. And if you win, not only do you have to play on Sunday, you have to play at 9 o'clock in the morning. Winner of this game will play Nevada in that 9 a.m. game on Sunday morning. And incidentally, I mentioned earlier today that Iowa had that combined no-hitter against California. In the other international game that was played at the same time, Curacao, they also had a no-hitter. They no-hit Japan earlier today. I failed to mention that part. So we've already had 2 no-hitters today. There won't be one here, but still a good one so far. 4-2 Washington. And the first pitch, strike 1. To lead off the bottom of the third inning, as it'll be pitcher against pitcher here as Boone Blaylock leads it off, and he fouls this one back, and he's quickly down the count, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitches lined right to second base. Kaysen Workman with the catch at second. Boy, that was lined on a rope, but right to Workman at second. 1 out. Strike 1. As we're back to the top of the order, Case Yarborough. That pitch is down low. 1-1. Yarborough started on the mound, now playing shortstop. As the 1-1 misses. Two 2-1 pitch hit right side and foul. 2-2. Two pitch inside, and that will fill the count. 3-2. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Yarborough draws a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the third. And it will bring up the batter, Walker Yost. Yost drew a walk his first time up back in the first. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 on the pitch to Yost. One or 0-1 rather hit foul, and Yost down in the count, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch on the way to Walker Yost from Winston Weaver. Outside, 1-2. One, two is down low, 2-2. Two right down the middle, strike 3. Walker Yost caught looking. That's strikeout number 6 for Winston Weaver. 2 down here in the bottom of the third, and it will bring up Merritt Cude. RBI single back in the first for Texas. Ball 1. And actually, Michael, I need to correct myself. I told you wrong on that question you asked me. Swing and a miss. It'll actually have to be 3 days rest for I was looking at the chart when you asked me and I misread it. It's actually gonna have to be 3 days of rest for Yarborough for Texas. As the 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, it's 1-2. So he will not be able to pitch their next game regardless if it's Sunday or Monday. One-two pitch, foul back. Count remains 1-2. Runner at first, 2 outs. Texas down a pair here in the third, and that pitch grounded to third, backhanded, and the throw to first in time. A great play by Landry at third to end the bottom of the third inning. A nice backhanded play and gets rid of it quickly to throw out Cude going to first. Texas strands a runner. We go to the fourth. 4-2 Washington. And yeah, like we've had a lot of great pitching performances today. Yeah, 2 no-hitters on the same day. You don't see that very often at all. Seen a few no-hitters over the years in the Little League World Series, but usually not on the same day. Washington, 4th inning here, up by 2. And looking to add some insurance here. Again, winner will have to play Sunday morning, 9 o'clock Eastern time against Nevada. Boy, by Nevada's body clock, that's going to be a 7 a.m. start for them that they're accustomed to. Loser will play an elimination game at 3 o'clock on Monday. Loser of this game will play that game on Monday against the winner of tomorrow's game between Massachusetts and Ohio. So it'll be Yarborough leading it off for Washington here in the fourth. So top of the fourth we go. Boone Blaylock back to work in relief on the mound here and starts off the top of the fourth with ball one. 1-0 pitch is inside, 2-0. To the catcher, Yarborough, who drew a bases-loaded walk back in the first inning in his prior at-bat. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike. 2-1 now the count on Yarborough. Two-one pitch is outside, 3-1. Boy, I can't believe some of these kids even know this. Yarborough's favorite song, Thunderstruck by AC/DC. How does he even know that song? 3-1 pitch is ball four. That's the second walk drawn by Yarborough, and he walks here to lead off the fourth. And it'll bring up Anthony Romero, who was a strikeout victim his first time. Let's see, in the live chat, 70 pounds. Washington's actually up in the top of the fourth right now. I keep forgetting to update this Game Changer app the app that I use to keep track of the live score. I was saying earlier, when I do Major League Baseball streams, all that updates automatically. This, it doesn't. I have to keep remembering to try to refresh that, and I always forget. 0-1 to Romero. A look comes up and in, shows bunt, but he bunted it foul. Tried to back out of the way of it, and it hit the bat. It's 0-2. 0-2 pitch. That's right down the pipe for strike three, and Romero knew it. One down here in the top of the fourth. That was a perfect pitch right down Broadway from Boone Blaylock. So one out here in the top of the fourth. And a foul ball, strike one, first base side here to Smith-Hutson. Oh, 1 pitch. Hit to third. They'll go to second and get the lead runner there. That's going to be all they get. Fielder's choice. He races the runner at second with 2 outs. With only 60 feet in between bases, it's very, very hard to turn a double play at the Little League level. 1-0 here, the count, and a swing and a miss on the 1-0 pitch. Evens the count at 1-1. Washington up a pair, 4-2 here in the top of the fourth. The 1-1 is low and outside. 2-1 the count. Bradley Williams singled his first time up back in the second. Two-one misses outside, and the quick throw down to first, and diving back in safely is Hutson. 3-1. Strike two. That'll fill the count, 3-2. The payoff pitch to Williams. Called strike three. Couple strikeouts in the inning for Boone Blaylock. Washington does not score. Lead remains 4-2 as Texas coming up here in the bottom of the fourth inning. They've come back from down 2 runs once already in this game. Update on that international game between Nicaragua and Panama. It's still 2-0, Nicaragua in front. Game is in the top of the fourth inning. If this game ends before that one, may jump over to that one and do the finish of that one. Case Greco, the number 4 hitter in the Texas lineup, will lead off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Wamedy Stadium. Another big crowd on hand, as is usually the case. So Winston Weaver back to the mound, but he can only throw. He's at 70 pitches, so 85's the max. So he has 15 pitches remaining in his day. Now, again, worth repeating, if you do reach that 85 pitch threshold in the middle of a batter, you are allowed to finish the at-bat. Case Greco, bottom of the fourth, takes strike one. Greco struck out back in the first inning, and the 0-1 is upstairs, 1-1. Michael, you're picking Washington to win it all? That's not a bad pick. The 1-1 pitch is inside, 2-1. If Iowa continues to pitch the way they did today, they're going to be tough to knock out on the U.S. side. Starting to see some action in the Washington bullpen. That looks like Hansen. Yeah, Paxton Hansen warming up. Swing and a miss on the 2-1 pitch. It's 2-2. Michael, if I had to pick, 2-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. I'm going to have to go with Iowa right now because of that pitching. Again, that only one game in, but if they continue to pitch like that. Paxton Hansen, yes, he is a lefty in the bullpen, yes. So here's Chandler Schrammick, who was also a strikeout victim his first time up. Takes ball 1 here. It's 1-0. It's the 1-0 pitch. And it's now 2-0 as that pitch misses low. Will this be the last batter for Weaver, or will he be able to go one more? He's 8 pitches away from the limit. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike. 2-1. Is that right? 3 starters are lefties. I guess I haven't. There's the 2-1. That's hit to second. And the throw to first in time for out number 2. Well, you definitely have 2 lefties here. The one in the bullpen and the one on the mound here. That one, the pitch for Washington the other day. Was he a lefty too? I missed that. I didn't see that game. First pitch to Patrick is hit right side and foul for strike 1. Patrick grounded out to third to end the bottom of the first. So Weaver with a chance to get through 4 innings here if he can get this final batter. 0-1 pitch lifted foul, and now it's 0-2. Oh, 2, that's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's probably going to be Weaver's last batter of the game. He gets through 4 for Washington, and Washington leads it 4-2 as we head to the 5th. So we're probably going to see Paxton Hansen come into the game in the bottom of the 5th inning to pitch for Washington. See who that was that pitched game 1 for. That's well, I'll check that later on for Washington to see who that was. So Washington 6 outs away from heading to 2-0 in the Little League World Series so far. As on we go to the top half of inning number 5. Be Tyler Landry to lead off the 5th inning for Washington. Okay, it was McCabe that pitched the first game. Okay, so is he a lefty? He is, isn't he? There. Jess Sims, who's the field reporter for this game, she's interviewing some of those. If there's a first pitch in the top of the fifth, that's a base hit to center. Nice barehanded pickup by Landry. Or nice barehanded pickup by the center fielder on the hit from Landry. No, I was saying Jess Sims is the field reporter. She was interviewing some of the kids there and beyond the outfield wall that are sliding down that the mud hill out there, which is what I call it because it's still pretty muddy. I thought she was going to go down there at first herself. She didn't. Here's Granlund. Strikeout victim his first time up. Leadoff man on here in the fifth for Washington. A little bit of a meeting on the mound here. That's the delay before this batter. Here we go. Granlund fouls it off left side, strike one. The 1 pitch. Hit foul, third base side. It's 0-2. (0-2) pitch from Blaylock, fouled away. Count remains 0-2. That pitch came inside, but Granlund offered at it. It's upset he swung at that one. Ooh, ouch. He fouled that off and it hit him in the face, it looked like. Looks like he's all right, though, thankfully. I missed that in real time. Still 0-2. (0-2) pitch, swing and a miss. Strike three. Granlund strikes out for the second time. One down here in the fifth. That's strikeout number 5 for Blaylock since coming on in relief. And Artie Hinsman will be the batter. That's up and in, ball one. Hinsman singled and scored in the 2-run third for Washington. (1-0) pitch. On the ground, foul, third base side. Evens the count 1-1. (1-1) pitch on the way. That's outside, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. That's upstairs. 3-1 now the count. Three one. That's a strike, and that will fill the count. 3-2. Payoff pitch, low ball 4, and Hintzman draws a walk. And that'll put runners on at first and second with 1 out. Blaylock out to get a visit on the mound from the head coach. Blaylock looking a little frustrated out there on the mound. This is a little encouragement talk. Tyler Landry at second. Artie Hintzman, the runner, at first. 1 out for Washington. And that is lined into center right at the center fielder, Case Greco. Boy, that ball was hit right on the dot, but right at Greco in center field for out number 2. And now the lineup resets to the top, and Case and Workman. Walked in the first, 2-run double to break the 2-2 tie back in the third. Inside, ball 1. One-0 pitch. On the ground to third, and the throw to first in time to retire Workman, and that retires Washington in the 5th inning. Still 4-2 our score. Texas needing some offense here with just 6 outs remaining as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 6 innings, the scheduled distance in Little League. And let's see if we do indeed see Paxton Hansen come in to pitch for Washington here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still 2-0, Nicaragua leading Panama. Bottom of the 4th. Another reminder, 2 more games still to come. 6 Eastern, international side. South Korea against Czechia. And then at 7 o'clock Eastern, I will be on the live stream for the game between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And here it's 4-2 Washington. Texas up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be Cason Martinez leading it off here in the bottom of the 5th for the Southwest Region champions out of Bern, Texas. Winston Weaver could pitch to one batter here in the 5th inning. But it is, and Winston Weaver is back out there. He's, like I said, he can throw 3 more pitches, so he can at least start the bottom of the 5th. Michael, you didn't really miss much. It's still 4-2. Washington had a runner on there in the 5th, but could not score. 2 strikeouts by Weaver there in the 4th inning, and he's at least starting here in the bottom of the 5th inning, but he's only going to be able to throw to one batter here before hitting his pitch limit, and it's ball 1 to Kaysen Martinez. So you didn't really miss much. There's a strike. Counts even 1-1. 1-1 pitch is in the air to center, hit pretty well, and at the warning track, and it's off the top of the wall. It's going to be a leadoff double for Kaysen Martinez. Then the ball gets away on the throwback to the infield, which allows Martinez to take third base. So that's, I believe, going to be a double and an error. So a good start for Texas here in the bottom of the 5th, and Winston Weaver has just thrown to his last hitter. Boy, Martinez just missed a home run there as it hit off the top of the fence. Oh. My buddy Michael in the live chat just giving me some big NBA news here. That would be big. We are going to have a pitching change as Weaver has hit his pitch limit. I assume it's going to be Paxton Hansen coming in. He was warming up in the bullpen earlier. So a good outing for Weaver. He goes 4+ innings, 8 strikeouts in the game. But he will have to exit after hitting his pitch count limit. As Texas has the leadoff runner on here at third base. Down by 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Preston Baird will be the batter. Michael, that would definitely be big for Did I see you live in Colorado? Did I see on the live chat earlier? So, yeah, if the Nuggets probably your team out there, that would be a huge pickup. It is going to be Paxton Hansen. I think I'm calling him Paxton Hansen. It's Paxton Hansen. I wrote it down wrong. It's Paxton, not Paxson. Sorry about that. So Baird the batter with a runner at third and ball 1. And now the Little League mascot dugout having some fun with the cameraman. 1-0 pitch outside. It's 2-0. Baird took a called strike 3 back in the 2nd in his first at bat. Two-0 pitch. That's nowhere near. It's 3-0. Three and 0 the count on Preston Baird. And the pitch takes a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. 3-1 pitch. That's ball 4, and the tying run is on for Texas with nobody out here in the 5th. And Anders Paulson will be the batter. Paulson walked and scored back in the 2nd inning for Texas that at the time tied the game at 2 before Washington got 2 runs in the top of the 3rd to break the tie. Anders Paulson dream job, wants to be an F1 driver. Oh. Ball 1. Paulson at the plate represents the go-ahead run for Texas. 1-0 pitch upstairs, 2-0. Time called prior to the 2-0 pitch. Two-0 offering. That's a strike. 2-1. Two-one pitch. Up the middle, base hit. This is going to make it a 1-run game. Martinez comes in to score on the RBI single. It's 4-3 here in the 5th. Preston Baird will hold at second. So it's 1st and 2nd, and the batter is Lawson Belden, who hit an RBI single back in the 2nd. Ball 1. One-zero pitch. Showing bunt and taking a strike as he pulls the bat back. It's even 1-1. The tying run is now at 2nd for Texas, and now they have the go-ahead run on at 1st. 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Meeting on the mound here amongst all the infielders coming in. And now the manager making a trip out there as well. We've got a big change in that international game. Panama has scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th to take the lead over Nicaragua 3-2. Still in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Nicaragua has been up in that game 2-0 since the 1st inning. But a 3-run rally for Panama on the bottom of the 4th to give them the lead. So the meeting on the mound is over. It's a 2-1 count on Lawson Belden. Two-one pitch. On the ground to second. They'll throw to second to get one there. That's going to be all they get. Fielder's choice. Tying run now moves 60 feet away. Washington did the right thing there. You want to make sure you get one, and they did. And the batter will be Lyle Fisher. Fisher took a called 3rd strike his first time up. Ball 1. 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, it's 2-0. And now taking second base is Belden, so that gets the go-ahead run now to second. Two-0, that's a strike right down the middle. It's 2-1. Looked like Belden slipped a little there at first base, but still ended up taking second. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count now 3-1. Boone Blaylock, the pitcher's on deck, starting to see a little bit of frustration on the mound there from Hansen. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 3-2. That was a big hack there by Fisher. Full count with 1 out. And the 3-2 pitch hit foul. Good battle here to stay alive. Another payoff swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's a big second out. And a big strikeout for Paxton Hansen. 2 down. And it'll be up to Boone Blaylock to keep the inning alive, to try to at least tie it, if not give Texas the lead. Blaylock lined out to second. His first time up. Foul back, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. In the air to left end. It's going to stay in play, though, and the catch is made for out number 3. Looked like Blaylock got a lot more of that than he did. Texas gets 1, but Texas strands runners at second and third. Washington hangs on to a lead. It's 4-3 as we head to the 6th. Well, I thought Blaylock got a lot more on that ball than he did. It just ended up a little fly out to left. So a good job by Hansen to get out of that still with the lead for Washington, as they are 3 outs away from moving to 2-0 in the Little League World Series. Four runs, 7 hits. No errors for Washington. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Texas. So they must have given Case and Martinez a straight triple on that hit to lead off the 5th. I thought it was going to be a double and an error, but it looks like they just gave him a straight triple. So a good one here. A good one over on the international side. Panama, with a 3-run bottom of the 4th, has taken the lead 3-2 over Nicaragua, top of the 5th. Again, if this game gets over prior to that international game ending, I will switch over and do the end of that Nicaragua-Panama game. Here we head to the 6th. be Ronan Loomis leading it off in the 6th for Washington. Loomis had walked and scored back in the 1st and singled in the 3rd. Oh! Looks like you got to have a new pitcher here for Texas. I believe this is Merritt Cued into the game to pitch for Texas. So here's Loomis to lead off the 6th for Washington. It is Cued into the game to pitch. 3rd pitcher of the game for Texas. Ball 1. One 0 pitch. There's a strike. 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. 1-2 pitch. On the ground to 3rd. Throw to 1st in time to retire Loomis. 1 down here in the top of the 6th. And the batter will be Frankie McCabe. Singled and scored in the 1st. And reached on an error in the 3rd. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Texas is going to have the top of the lineup coming up to bat. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss by Frankie McCabe, strike 1. A 1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch, swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night on 3 pitches. 2 outs in the 6th. And Paxton Hansen, pitcher versus pitcher now. Hansen's hit into a fielder's choice and struck out in this game. Pitch, he went around, strike 1. Pitch was high, but Hansen took the bat around too far. 0-1 pitch. That's outside. That'll even the count a ball and a strike. One. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Cued retires Washington very quickly here in the top of the 6th. Top of the order, Yarborough, Yost, and Cued due up in the bottom of the 6th. Texas needs 1 to tie and 2 to win it. It's 4-3. Washington trying to get the final 3 outs to put this one in the bag. Texas looking for a comeback win. So Case Yarborough will lead off the bottom of the 6th for Texas. Singled and scored in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. Yarborough, the leadoff hitter here in the 6th, started this game on the mound. And all the Texas fans at Lamade Stadium are on their feet, hoping for a comeback win. Paxton Hansen back to work on the mound. First pitch, bottom 6, strike 1. Oh, one line to left. That's a base hit. It's a leadoff hit for Yarborough, making the turn at first, and he's in with a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for Texas. Tying run is on its 2nd. And Walker Yost will be the batter. Yost has walked and struck out in the game. Pitch to Yost, shows bunt, missed it, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch to Walker Yost. Upstairs, 1-1. One shows bunt again and pulls it back and takes outside. 2-1. Well, now, wait a minute. The third base umpire overrules the umpire at the plate and says he offered at that bunt. So it's 1-2, not 2-1. And this is fouled away to keep the count 1-2. Third base umpire thought he had a better look at that. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside and low. 2-2. Good stop back there by the catcher, Evan Yarborough, to keep that from going to the backstop. That would have definitely advanced the tying run to third. 2-2 pitch. Hit foul, and the count remains 2-2. Another tight one in Williamsport. 2-2 pitch on the way. Hits the batter. And that's going to put the winning run on as Yost is hit by the pitch. So it's first and second for Merritt Cude. Yep, got him on the right arm guard. Hewed an RBI double, or an RBI single rather, back in the first, and he grounded out his last time up in the third. Out to have a look at Yost. He looks like he's all right. He did have that arm guard on his protection, so at least it didn't hit him straight in the bare arm. So here we go. Winning run is now on at first. Ball one. Another good stop back there by Yarbrough to keep that from going to the backstop. One-zero pitch, swing and a miss. Counts even 1-1. One pitch. That's hit foul, and the count moves to 1-2. One-two pitch. Foul back. Good stays alive. Another 1-2. Check swing, hit to second. That's going to definitely advance the runners, and no play there either. Everybody's safe. Bases are loaded. Texas has loaded the bases with nobody out. That was hit on one hop there to second. And Workman just unable to field that ball. And Texas has loaded them up. And we are going to have a pitching change. Kason Workman is now coming in to pitch. Boy, what a situation he's being brought in on. Bases loaded, nobody out for Texas here in the bottom of the sixth. He'll be the third pitcher of the game for Washington. Trying to somehow, some way get Washington out of this jam. And send Washington to a 2-0 record. Workman comes in to pitch from second base. Tying run at third, Case Yarbrough. Walker Yost at second represents the winning run. Merritt at first base. His run really means nothing at this point. They gave Workman an error on that. Case Greco will be the batter. Greco has struck out both his prior at-bats today. So here we go. They're heading to the top of the sixth in that international game. Panama leading Nicaragua 3-2. So here we go. Greco the batter against Workman. Bases loaded, nobody out. Ball one. 1-0 pitch. Bouncer to first. They're coming home. They get the out at home. And that is out number 1. A great heads-up play there to know you had plenty of time to come home with that. 1 out. And Chandler Schrammick will be the batter. Ball 1, good stop again by Yarborough to keep that from going to the backstop. Schrammick has struck out and grounded out in this game. 1-0 is low, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. On the ground to short. He's going to come home with it and get the out. 2 outs on 2 infield ground outs. And it's going to be up to Carson Patrick. Patrick has grounded out and struck out. It's up to him. Boy, this would be an incredible get out of this for Washington if they can get out of this with the victory. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Washington an out away from getting out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam and getting the win. That's foul, and now it's 0-2 on Carson Patrick. Everybody, or at least 90% of the fans standing at Lombardi Stadium. Not sure who's more nervous, the players or the fans. 0-2. In the air to center field. It's caught, and Washington has won this game. They escape the bases loaded, nobody out jam. Get 2 ground outs and a fly out to win this game 4-3. Wow. An incredible pitching job by Workman coming on to get the final 3 outs. Four runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Washington. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Texas. Washington now 2-0. They will face Nevada Sunday morning at 9 Eastern. Texas falls to an elimination game on Monday at 3 Eastern. Well, they will take on the winner of Massachusetts and Ohio. My goodness gracious. They owe Caden Workman a steak dinner after getting out of that jam. Couldn't ask for 2 better bounces off the infield for Washington on those first 2 outs as they went right to fielders, and they had pretty easy plays coming home with it. And then the fly out to center field to end the game. Wow. 4-3, the final. Washington wins it. Going to the finish of this Nicaragua-Panama game. It is 3-2 Panama, top of the 6th. I'm going to go ahead and head to the end of this one. Panama, or Nicaragua rather, has the leadoff man on at first base here in the 6th. I'm just going to follow along because I don't have any of these players' names, obviously. So Nicaragua's up to bat here. And it's a strike. Runner at first for Nicaragua, nobody out. Sergio Giron Fuentes, I hope I'm getting these names right, is the batter for Nicaragua. Oh, and it hits him. And that hit him, it looked like right in the hand. Ouch. And he is in some pain. Oh, boy. Clearly, that pitch got away from the pitcher. And that looked like it got Fuentes right smack in the hand. Well, actually, hit him might have just under the right hand, it looked like on that replay. Ooh, ouch. Ugh. That's going to put the go-ahead run on for Nicaragua, but oh boy, he is still down there at home plate. See if he's going to be able to stay in this game. Fuentes is up on his feet now. That's good to see. Training staff out there looking at his right. Looks like he's going to have to come out of this game. Hate to see that. Fuentes got hit just absolutely flush, just right under that right hand with the pitch. Umpires were some review going on there. I don't know if that. I don't know if that was Panama challenge. It might have hit the bat. I don't know what else that could have been that was getting challenged right there. So Nicaragua has 2 on here with nobody out in the top of the 6th. Going to bring on a pinch runner here for Nicaragua. And again, I don't know. I don't know any of these players' names because I didn't prepare for this game. Yeah, the umpires are back on the headsets again. Only thing they could possibly be reviewing here, I would think, is that the ball hit the bat and not the hand. It didn't. That's the only fathomable thing I could figure they'd be reviewing here. Nicaragua is going to have runners at first and second with nobody out, down a run here in the 6th. Yeah, and there's the call. Say, yeah, I can't. That didn't even look close on the replay. I don't know what. Not sure why in the world you challenge that if you're Panama. So runners at first and second for Nicaragua, down a run. And the pitch, ball 1. Jolston Martinez Castillo, the batter for Nicaragua. The starting pitcher for Panama is at 70. I'm assuming it's the starting pitcher. It's at 76 pitches. So he's 9 away from his pitch count limit. And now out comes the manager. And it looks like he's going to make a change now. So Panama's bringing in a new pitcher. Well, I thought he was. Lucas Olmos is the pitcher for Panama. So he's went 4 1/3 innings. So no, he wasn't the starter then. So he came on. He came on to pitch with 2 outs in the first. One more international game to come after this. Czechia and South Korea. Then Pennsylvania and New Jersey on the U.S. side. I will be on the live stream for that one, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Just had a heck of a finish in the U.S. game between Washington and Texas. It is a new pitcher for Panama, Josue Hernandez. And his first pitch is down low. It's 2-0. Pitch on the way to Castillo. That's a strike. 2-1. That's a strike. It's 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He bunts it. That's going to get the job done. Throw to third. No, it isn't. They get the lead runner at third base. So the lead runner erased for Nicaragua. 1 out now with runners at first and second. Well, that's a great heads-up play by the catcher. One down. Strike one. Jonathan Uro Chavez, top of the order for Nicaragua. Ball one. 1-1. One pitch is a bouncer to third, and they'll throw to the third baseman. Cover safe! The shortstop was late covering third, and the third base umpire calls safe, and the bases are loaded. Here's the play. Shortstop late covering, and he... Oh, I think he's out. The Panama players were immediately calling for a review, and I think they're going to be right. Yeah, he's out. Panama lost a review earlier in the top of this inning, or maybe they can't challenge it. Apparently, they're out of them. Well, third base umpire missed that one. Bases are loaded for Nicaragua. That's a bouncer back to the pitcher. He'll throw home, and the catcher dropped it. No, then now the home plate umpire saying it was on the transfer. Okay, the home plate umpire is saying the drop was on the transfer, so the out will stand. Now let's see if Nicaragua wants to challenge this. Third base umpire missed the call on the previous play, and now that allowed the runner to still be at third, and the throw... No, he didn't drop that on the transfer. He just flat dropped it. The throw was a little high. Yeah, that wasn't on the transfer. This game's going to be tied. If Nicaragua... Again, since I haven't been with this game, I don't know what the challenge situation is. Yeah, the catcher just flat dropped it. Now the umpires are getting together. That was plain as day on the replay. The call was the drop was on the transfer, but it wasn't. Yeah, that's plain as day. Catcher just flat dropped it. Yeah, it's not even close. And now one of the umpires has just overruled. And that is the correct call. And now Panama coaching staff getting an explanation. So it is 3-3. Bases are still loaded with one out. Moises Estrada Juarez, the batter. Fouls it back, strike one. Nicaragua's tied this game in the top of the sixth, looking to go ahead. And it hits the batter, and that's going to force in a run. The batter's hit by the pitch, which forces in a run. Nicaragua takes the lead, 4-3 in the top of the sixth. Mm-hmm. And the bases are still loaded. So a 2-run rally for Nicaragua in the 6th inning after Panama scored 3 times in the 4th to take the lead. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ball 1. Clemente Sevilla Pichardo is the batter. Number 4 hitter in the Nicaragua lineup. And that 1-1 pitch misses. 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's out number 2. So now with the bases loaded and 2 outs, strike 1. Batter for Nicaragua's Kenyi Jimenez Blandon. Swing and a miss on the 0-1 pitch. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away. And the catcher can't find it. A run is going to score on a drop third strike. 5-3. And then the ball to throw to second base gets away. And it's going to allow another run to score for Nicaragua. Panama just hold on to the ball. 2-run score for Nicaragua on what would have been a strikeout, but it was a drop third strike. And then the throw to second base got away, which allowed another run to score. And Nicaragua has scored 4 times in the top of the 6th inning. Two errors charged on that play. Or it should be 2 errors charged on that play. Nicaragua in this game has 6 runs on 1 hit. They got 1 hit in the game, but 6 runs. 4 runs this inning have scored on 0 hits. Looks like we're going to have another pitching change for Panama. Well, it has come unglued on Panama here in the 6th inning. They should have been out of the inning right there at 4-3. Catcher for Panama is heading into the dugout. Boy, this has been a wild 6th inning. And remember, this goes back to that. Far be it from me to criticize a volunteer umpire at the Little League level, but that was a missed call at third base on that close call. And it's kind of imploded from that point on Panama. So here we go. 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs for Nicaragua. Ball 1. Kendry Araz Roque. I sure hope I'm getting these names right. One-zero pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Now, Panama still has their at-bat coming up in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they scored 3 runs in the 4th earlier in the game. 1-1 misses outside. It's 2-1. It's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Two-two pitch. That's bounced foul. Count stays 2-2. Two-two pitch. Strike 3. No. Ball. I have no idea where that pitch missed. It's full count. 3-2 pitch. That is a strikeout, and that will end the inning. 4-run top of the 6th for Nicaragua. They lead at 6-3. Now Panama will need at least a 3-run rally in the bottom of the 6th. Clearly, that international game that was scheduled for 6 o'clock Eastern time, clearly that start time is going to be pushed back. Game between Czechia and South Korea. That's just 10 minutes from now, but they've got to give the teams time to warm up and everything. So here comes Panama on the bottom of the 6th inning, needing 3. Leadoff batter here, bottom of the 6th for Panama. First pitch, ball 1. Edgar Villarreal leading it off for Panama. 1-0 pitch misses outside. It's 2-0. Catcher tried to frame that one, bring it back inside. That was clearly outside. 2-0. Outside again, 3-0. Boy, he's trying to bring that back to make it look. Home plate umpires having none of it. It's a 3-0 pitch. And that's a leadoff 4-pitch walk in the bottom of the 6th inning. So that's a start for Panama. Panama will need one more batter to get the tying run to the plate, or need to get one more runner on to get the tying run to the plate. And now out comes the manager for Nicaragua. See if he's going to make a pitching change here. Rest of the infield on the mound with him. This is just a pep talk, it looks like. And the pitch is a strike. A 1 pitch misses, 1-1. What in the world they just call there? I have no idea what in the world they just called. Stop the play. I don't know what that was. 1-1 is a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. One-two pitch on the way. Ground ball back to the pitcher. He'll throw to second, 1, and that's going to be all they get. Boy, shortstop fell down as he was going to throw that ball. And it looks like, oh boy, this is never a good sign when you have the team immediately calling for the trainer. See what happened here. They made the out at second, and then when he was going to throw the ball at first, I still didn't exactly see what happened. I'm not sure if the ankle gave out from under him, or I'm not sure what exactly happened there. But it was after the out was recorded at second base, as he was leaving the second base bag and going to throw the ball. Looks like he's going to stay in the ball game, though. Yeah, I'm still not quite exactly sure what happened there. Trying to stretch that out. So 1 out here for Panama, bottom of the 6th. Ball 1. Panama still needs to get one more runner on to get the tying run up. One 0 pitch is outside. 2-0. Comes the 2-0. Ball 3. Three 0 is a strike. 3-1 to count. Three 1, that will get away, and it's ball 4 anyway. So runners at first and second, and the tying run comes to the plate for Panama. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's inside. 2-0. I don't think the Nicaragua fans in the stands are too happy with this home plate umpire strike zone. It's not been a wide one at all. 2-0 is a strike, 2-1. Usually you see Little League umpires have a little bit of leeway. Not this home plate umpire. Got to adjust, though. 2-1 pitch is a grounder to third. Picked up, throw to first in time, and there are 2 down for Panama. Runners do move up to second and third, but those runners don't mean anything. It's the batter at the plate. That represents the tying run and the last hope for Panama on this one. Folks, at the conclusion of this game, I am going to sign off because I'm going back on for the live stream at 7 Eastern for that game between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So at the conclusion of this one, just wanted to come do the finish of this one after that first game ended. I'm going to sign off of here and come back with you just around 7 Eastern time for that Pennsylvania-New Jersey game. 1-0 pitch is missed, 2-0. That should be a fun one. New Jersey, of course, winning with the game-winning home run in the bottom of the 6th the other night against the team from Westchester, Pennsylvania. 2-0 pitch here, misses inside. It's 3-0. If I'm not mistaken, the lineup will reset to the top of the order if this batter gets on. 3-0 pitch, that's a strike. 3-1. Three-one pitch on the way. That's ball 4, and Panama has loaded the bases with 2 outs. The tying run is now on, and now the winning run comes to the plate. And again, if you're still with me, thank you. I do obviously doing that Washington Texas game. I didn't prepare for this, so I do not know these players' names. So my apologies. Matter here for Panama, getting a nice little pep talk from his coach and from one of his teammates prior to this at bat. The runners at second and third mean nothing. The runner at first is the tying run. So if he puts one to the gap here, he could possibly tie this game. Or if he takes one deep, Panama will win. New pitcher into the game for Nicaragua, looks like. So here we go. Ball one. It is a new pitcher for Nicaragua. It's number 2, whoever. 1-0 pitch is off the plate. 2-0. Pitcher there showing frustration. Didn't get the strike call there. I'm not sure. Again, this is one of the smallest strike zones you're going to see out of a Little League umpire in just what's this been, inning that I've been with this game. 2-0, that's low. It's 3-0. Nowhere to put him with the bases loaded. .30 pitch. That is up. Oh, now that's a strike. Even though that one looked, 3-1. 3-1. That is for sure ball 4, and it'll walk in a run. And it is 6-4. The tying run now moves to second base, and now the winning run is on first. And now a hit to the gap could win this game for Panama. And now out comes the Nicaragua manager to have a word with his pitcher and his infield. It was 3-2 Panama entering the top of the 6th inning. Nicaragua plated 4 runs in the top half of this inning on no hits. Panama has answered with 1 here in the bottom half. Trying to punch at least 2 more across to tie it. Or 3 more to win it here with 2 outs. Ball 1. Obed Fuentes is the batter. Now it's the top of the order. Bat is low. It's 2-0. Panama must have a 14-player roster then. 2-0 pitch off the catcher's glove, and the run coming home. Out at the plate to end this game. Nicaragua hangs on and wins it 6-4 as they gun down the runner coming home on a wild pitch. Six runs, just one hit for Nicaragua. No errors. 4 runs, 7 hits. Yeah, he's out. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Panama. So Nicaragua goes to 2-0. On the international side, South Korea can get to 2-0 if they beat Czechia in the game coming up. Panama is 0-1. Nicaragua wins it 6-4 over Panama. Folks, I'm going to wrap it up right here. But again, I will be back with you in about an hour from now for the 7 o'clock game between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. I drew an absolute blank there for a minute. Pennsylvania and New Jersey, the 7 o'clock game. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you do like my content, would really appreciate a like and subscribe. I see a couple of you subscribed today. I appreciate y'all. Also on Twitch, I am back on Twitch. I was there today, Sport Guru John. You can follow me there. I also have content on Kick at Sports Kick John as well. You can also follow me there. Talk to you in about an hour. Pennsylvania and New Jersey. United States side at the Little League World Series coming up 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll talk to you here in just a little bit. Hopefully you can come back and join me. Talk to you in a little bit, folks.